everyone, welcome back. Let's look at the another problem, which is the product of array except self. Okay, I would also need to hide the medium as well. Let me hide this tag and just block it. Okay, if I reload it again, I won't see the medium tag as well. Okay, so it's a given an array, integer array nums returns an integer array answer such that answer I is the equals to the product of the element of the nums except the nums I. Product of any prefix or suffix num is guaranteed to fit in 32-bit integer. Okay, so we don't need to worry about the overflow right now. Why it's not loading? Just reload this again. Yeah, I'll just reset it. Looks like I did something in the past. So here 1 2 3 4, it means that which is the product of the rest of the element. This is the 24, 12 apart from 2, right? So now what could be the approach to solve this problem is, let's say this is the array, right? Now what we can do is that we can find the total product, right, and maybe then divide this with the current element, right? But it says the product of any prefix or suffix is guaranteed to fit in the 32-bit integer. Okay, can you solve the problem of one extra space complexity? The output error does not count the extra space. Okay, so let's try this solution where we find the total product. Total product is the 1, but total product won't work, right? Because what if there is a number 0, correct? The whole product will become the 0, correct? And then everything will be 0. So it's not possible to do that, right? Now, what other approach we can take? Okay, if we keep the, I mean, simplistic approach could be the, we keep a 2 array, right? Um, left and right, let's say, where left is array of the prefix and right is the array of suffix, right? So let's say so 1 and array is 2, here it's a 6 and it's a 24, right? Now what I would do is just and right would be the product of the suffix, right? It could be 4 and 4 times 3 12, and this is 24 and this is the 24, right? And this is the 4. Now the our output would be the, if we look at this place, right, we just want the product of the prefix of nums, right? So we want the product of left of it and right of it, right? So till the right of it is it is 24, basically the next suffix, next index, right? And the index minus 1 we can treat it as a 1, right? So it could be 24, right? Then if we look at this index, the product would be the 1 index minus 1 and plus 1, right? So it would become like um, so product till this number, which is the 1, right? And product till this number, this becomes 12, correct? Now same thing over here, 12, 2 into 4, which is 8, right? And here as well, 6 into 1, which is the out of bound index, so we'll take 1. Okay. But here we see that space complexity we are taking as a big O of n. Is there anything that we can do to optimize this? So, so one optimization that we can do is that we don't need to store the right one, right? We can calculate this on the fly, right? While let's say we store the left array and we are doing this from the right hand side, we are iterating in the reverse, right? So we have 4, right? We have initially 1 and it's just 6, right? So it becomes 6, right? Then we kept as a temp variable as a 4, right? And then when we came to this index, we know that okay, this is 2 and current is 4, which is 8, right? We can do that. Now the 4 multiplied by 3, current become 12, and you'll see that okay, this is the 1, so we'll do this 12, right? So this is one level of optimization. Similarly, this will become 24 and this becomes a 24. Now, is it possible to store the left as well, or derive this left number as well? Uh, to do that, left. So what I'll do is um, so I want, if I'm at index I want the product till I, correct? And if I store this whole product, if I store this whole product, which will not work because which might work. Let's say if it is 0 over here, then we want to know this one, right? But it also says that output array does not count the extra space complexity, correct? So can't we take this as a output array itself? Then basically we are just storing. We did one round over there and we just do the reverse round, right? So what I'm going to do is, if that's the case, then I think we achieved the purpose, right? So let's say, let's do this, right? Let's say this is the out array and this is the nums length, correct? Then what I'll do is I will store the prefix product is equals to 1, right? And then store it into the I is equals to 0, I less than nums dot plus plus. Then we store the um, out I is equal to prefix product into nums of I, and this would become the out I. Correct. Now this is, we have stored the prefix product, right? Now what I need to do is I need to go to the reverse, right? So I'll take this suffix product is equal to 1. Now I will reverse, iterate it in the reverse. To do that, I'll take the nums of length -1. This would become then equals to 0, and this is the minus minus. Okay. Now what I need to do is initially, so we have stored this, right? And let's say the suffix prod is 1. Right? So what I need to do is to get this place answer, so suffix multiply by 1 index -1, right? So this would be by out index I -1. Correct. Is that correct? And then suffix prod would become the prod multiply by nums of I. Is that correct? Right? So in this case, suffix prod will become 4 over here, and it will become, it was 1, so it will become 6, and this become 4, right? This is how it is. And then we'll come to the second index now, second last index, where we do the same thing. Out I is equal to suffix prod, which is 4 into 2, which is 8, right? And this will become suffix prod into nums I, which is 3, and this becomes 12. Correct. Now we comes to this index, and at this index you see that suffix prod is 12 multiplied by this, it becomes the 12, right? And this would become 24, 12 into 2, suffix prod multiplied by this number, right? 2. This becomes 24. Now at this point we'll do the I -1, right? And so we can do a check if I is greater than 0, right? Then it's out I -1, otherwise give me the 1, right? Then this becomes the 24. Correct. And then we just returns the output array. Let's run it now. Okay, so this gives a wrong answer. What is wrong into it here? So prefix prod, which seems correct. Suffix prod, we are multiplying with out I minus 1. I hope this is not a problem. Let me try this one and run it again. Okay, yeah, I think this is accepted. um, Let me go to the solutions ones. Let's see if there are any other approach, which is, let's say this is the one. It says the brute force, which is O of n square, right? They might be iterating in a double loop, dividing the product array with the numbers, right? But here I think zero. Yes, I think that we discussed. Finding prefix product and suffix product. This is using two arrays, correct? And I think this is the approach that we do. Yeah, I think we have solved this problem. Thank you so much.